Hold up. Ma'am? I thought you were gonna work with us. Yo, this la-boing, la-boing, la-boing. I'm really starting to feel like anime might have peaked, you know? Bro, you are his teacher. You are his teacher. So as the #1 anime connoisseur on the internet, it's my job to locate the shows with the massive plot. The shows with plot so big it's in your face and you can't look away. The shows where the plot has such a jiggle to it. You say, this is why we come to the anime medium. Plot. You see plot. You see plot sometimes in these shows. But, you know, at the end of the day, most shows, they skim on the plot. Once in a while, you get a little side, you're like, yeah, maybe there's something here to watch. But then there's shows like this new Kamen Rider anime. And you say, boy golly. First episode was pretty fun, but then the second episode, we see where you saved your budget for. Them jiggle effects don't lie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm clearly talking about her big titties, because that was some glorious stuff. But beyond the obvious goddamn bazongas, this is actually a really good show so far. So there's 2 episodes out. The first episode kind of focuses more on the traditional, like, dude loves Kamen Rider, puts on an outfit, beats up some people who like also Kamen Rider, but like the little bandit characters. And you're like, okay, this is weird, because like I walked in thinking this was a show where it was like legitimately Kamen Rider, where like characters were transforming and this was all real. No, it's like a bunch of choonies, bro. They're like dressing up as Kamen Rider characters or villains or thugs from Kamen Rider, but like there's no powers. It's just pure muscle and chooniness. And then the second episode comes out, and then they do the same thing but with a teacher who by day is teaching students, and one of her students is gooning in the back, just lotion in hand and just loving his life. And then she transforms into this like ladybug character, I think her name's Tackle. The funniest part about the whole concept to me is there's no secret identities. They've all in the second episode, bro, they rob a store. Like, fully robbed. They stole money. They were beating up store clerks. And, like, they'll take off their masks in front of the pup. They all have, there's camera phones. They were literally recording this whole thing because the girl was stripping. Like, there's no secret identities. And literally our MC, who's like, I found you. And they're like, who are you, bozo? He's like, hold up, I gotta put on my cheap $2 mask. I know I spent a good part talking about the plot, because who the f wouldn't? You could hate titties, and it's hard not to talk about it, okay? But at the end of the day, this is unironically one of the most fun shows of the season. And listen, you only have to watch. I have to make content on everything that I watch, man. It's a different experience. I guarantee you, there's at least one show you're watching that is going to be weaker than this show. Drop that show if you don't have time and watch this one. It's actually really good. Now, of course, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here in Patreons where you can catch my full live reactions to all these episodes. I don't know if this will be a YouTube show. I mean, 1, a bajillion things air on the weekend. 2, typically the really cool shows my community, they don't watch because, I don't know, you guys just refuse to listen to me for some reason. Monkeys, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I would like to do this one. If we do it, it would probably be a Sunday or a Monday show. I don't know. But then if you prove me wrong and this blows up like crazy, maybe we'll do it on Saturdays. I don't fucking know anymore. All I know is that all the good shit always gets slept on my channel, so stop fucking disappointing me, okay? So, the first episode, they kind of kickstart with like the dude being like, I have to grow up, so he sells all his Kamen Rider shit, and then during the little like fair festival thing, he has to purchase a plastic mask of Kamen Rider so he can beat up thugs. And he like literally beats them up. Like he just straight monkey brain. It's fantastic. But the second episode is legitimately way more funny because like I would say they're probably on par like in terms of quality. 1 and 2 are mostly the same. But focusing on this teacher and just like seeing her bench press and they're just cinema. Just pure cinema. The only way it gets topped is if some dude's ass is clapping cheeks from like doing squats or something. Please tell me that happens. But there's gonna be some allegations, and to be honest, I have a strong suspicion before this show's over, she may be arrested, not because she's fighting crime on the street, but because she's dragging along a high school student she teaches who's like confessing his love and she's stripping in front of him, the power imbalance and the age gap. This has a chance to turn into Kamen Rider to Catch a Predator special is all I'm saying. But, my assumption's gonna be high school boy's gonna be hot and flustered by teacher, who she's gonna constantly use as a pack mule. MC is gonna like busty beauty, who's gonna beat the living shit out of him more often than not. And she's gonna be more interested in fighting crime than having an actual relationship. And it's gonna be a weird freaking dynamic. Granted, they did introduce Shocker. Now, while I do think she wants to beat up Shocker, I also wouldn't be surprised if she falls in love with him. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but when we're dealing with clearly as insane characters as this, I mean, you can't really blame a guy. It is really funny, though, because, like, when she initially, like, transforms, which them transforming is, for the most part, just taking off their clothes and putting on other clothes. Except Shocker. He actually transforms somehow. I don't know how. But it's like, I'm figuring, okay, they're going to immediately team up. Tackle's going to team up with him. We're going to beat up the thugs. Now she punched him in the face and sent him flying. And I'm pretty sure our MC fell in love at first swing there. You know, to be fair, this is actually a pretty brutal season. Boys be getting beat up a lot. You know, you got May I Ask for One Final Thing. That other villainess show was slapping creepy uncles in the face with a bag of rocks. The women in this season be kicking ass and taking names. Hell, I just watched the latest Gachakuda episode. She was kicking ass. It's just, it's a good season for strong women. The show isn't what I expect, because there's been a decent amount. There's been a resurgence this past decade of, like, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you see more of it anymore, but it feels like it takes it seriously, so, like, the powers and stuff are real. Where this is just a bunch of nerds. And it's funny because the nerds are also, like, legitimately robbing stores and, like, beating up in a way that you think, how much steroids did you do? It's kind of brilliant. See, initially I was going to skip out on this one because I thought to myself, it's just going to be a Kamen Rider anime. I'm not saying we get them all the time, but there's been a decent amount of them or stuff like it in recent memory, and it's like, yeah, it looks good, but, you know, I don't need to watch it. No, I did need to watch this. I mean, the plot is just an added bonus, but the actual fun factor and just how ridiculous it is, plus when they do the kind of like flashbacks to them watching the old series, I love that it's like animated as if it's live action for them, like in the latest episode. Like the characters are jumping and you can tell like they would have been attached to strings and shit, like if it was real live action footage like they're trying to make it. It's good stuff, and I mean, the plot. Need I say more? Let me know your thoughts down below. What have you been thinking of this one? And do you want more videos? Because if this one crashes and burns, I will not continue it on YouTube. There's too much I gotta cut already, so let me know. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and no matter what, Patreon is where those full live reactions will live. And hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Remotus, we got Earl888, Austin Citizen, Nicholas Geischer, and we also have Eric Cheeks Robinson. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.